Take me back to Liberia, where the drums still play my song. Take me back to my homeland. It's the place where I belong.
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.
All right. Here we are on another Monday. Thank you so much, Jeff, for the intro. I appreciate it. It's another Monday in Liberia. Today is May 25th, and it's a little past 7 p.m. I hope you guys had a really good weekend. My weekend was pretty busy. As usual, I'm a very busy person, but I always find time to join you all so we can talk about beloved nation. So we're here again, and as you guys know, we always start our show off with our sis Lavetta giving us the rundown on all the happenings in the country and in the city. So right now we'll pass it on to you, Lavetta, and then you can go ahead and give us your full rundown.
Today is May 25, 2026. Good evening and welcome to LIB Future, today's trending news stories. My name is Lavetta Davis. Nurse breaks silence over alleged spread of Ebola in Liberia. Paulo Bedell, the nurse arrested for allegedly spreading fake news, has told newsmen that the information she shared came from an in-service training held at the JFK Medical Center. According to Nurse Bedell, the training was conducted by nursing directors Mrs. Jokia and Lulu, who warned nurses to be extra careful while attending to patients and advised them to consistently wear PPEs and long-sleeve protective clothing. She said the alert was based on information shared during a meeting that a group of people had returned for a conference in Uganda and reportedly passed through the airport unnoticed by authorities. She claimed that among these people, 5 of them were sick and were brought to JFK, adding that they were showing signs and symptoms of Ebola with their eyes red and they had other symptoms. She further alleged that Mrs. Jokia informed the nurses that JFK could not handle the cases and that the patients were later turned over to the surveillance team. Nurse Bedell maintained that she only shared the audio with fellow nurses as a precautionary measure, stressing that it was not for politics or influence, but only to alert her fellow nurses so they could be careful because they are frontline workers. She also emphasized that the Ministry of Health had not officially announced anything at the time, but nurses were encouraged to remain vigilant. In a front page Africa interview, Nurse Bedell stated that the information she shared about the alleged presence of Ebola virus disease in Liberia reportedly came from 2 of her superiors, Mrs. Jokia and one Lulu at the JFK Memorial Hospital during a routine meeting. Madame Bedell further explained that she shared the audio in a chat room of another health facility where she also works, strictly to alert her colleagues to exercise caution while treating patients. While reacting to the situation, SG Nimlin said Nurse Bedell has not denied sharing the information, stressing that she continues to stand by her statement. NC Secretary General calls for the immediate release of Pahola Bedell, the Alternative National Congress Secretary General. Desmond Eugene Nimlin has warned that the government of Liberia and the Ministry of Health must understand that the matter involving Nurse Bedell goes beyond politics, intimidation, or selective justice. In a Facebook post on Monday, the NCSG stated that the health and safety of the Liberian people must always come first. He asserted that the Liberian people deserve honesty, transparency, and accountability from the health authorities, especially considering the painful memories of the 2014 Ebola outbreak that claimed thousands of lives in Liberia and other neighboring countries. SG namely stressed that what it is deeply troubling, however, is the apparent attempt to make Nurse Bidel the scapegoat, while the very individuals she identified as the original source of the information remain untouched. If Mrs. Jokia and Lulu have not been invited for questioning, then the continued detention or harassment of Nurse Bidel raises serious concerns about fairness, abuse of power, and political intimidation, as she namely noted. Meanwhile, the NCSG warned that if authorities are unwilling to question the two individuals named by Nurse Bidel, then she must be released immediately. Justice cannot be selective. Accountability must apply to all, not just one person. CDC condemns arrest of nurse warns against weaponized justice under Bwaka administration. The Congress for Democratic Change (CDC) has condemned the arrest and political parade of a Liberian nurse accused of spreading alleged Ebola-related rumors, calling it an example of state intimidation and abuse of police power. In a press release dated May 24, 2026, the opposition party said the nurse was handcuffed and paraded publicly without due process and before any lawful determination of guilt, describing the incident as a growing pattern of state intimidation, abuse of police power, and political insecurity under the Bwaka administration. The release stated that what ought to have remained a matter of public health communication and civil awareness has now, with grievous consequence, escalated pathological into state-sanctioned fear, calculated intimidation, and public humiliation. The party argued that Liberians should not be criminalized, terrorized, handcuffed, nor publicly disgraced for voicing concerns about public health, especially in a country still recovering from the 2014-2016 Ebola outbreak. Family of Tunin demands release of autopsy results 2 months after her death. Over 2 months since the passing of Tunin, her family remains unable to lay her to rest as they await the release of autopsy and toxicology results from the government of Liberia. In a statement issued on Sunday, May 24, 2026, the Jackson family expressed growing frustration and concern, particularly over the deteriorating health of Tony's mother, who is deeply troubled and longs only to bury her daughter peacefully. According to the family, the government conducted an autopsy on March 16, 2026, and the Inspector General of Police promised results within 72 hours. Yet, those 72 hours have stretched into more than 2 months with no reports released. The family's lawyers formally requested copies of both the autopsy and toxicology report through the court to determine their next steps, but to no avail. The family said it is deeply baffled by the government's unexplained delays. With hopes of holding an open casket funeral in Tunis's honor, the family fears the continued delays may lead to further decomposition of her remains. A concerned Liberians raises concerns over question the Unity Party government must answer on Thomas Fala. The appearance of President Joseph Boakai and senior members of the ruling Unity Party at the groundbreaking ceremony of Deputy Thomas P. Fala and his nimble project raises serious political and moral questions that deserve public answers. According to Prince Joe, for years, while in opposition, many within the Unity Party establishment portrayed Thomas Fala as one of the symbols of access, corruption, and impunity under the former Congress for Democratic Change administration. Today, however, The same political establishment appears publicly aligned with him, so the Liberian people have a right to ask. He wonders if Thomas Falla was once presented to the Liberian people by Unity Party politicians as part of what they described as a support system of the CDC government. What exactly has changed today? Was the previous criticism the new principle, or was it merely opposition rhetoric aimed at winning power? According to Prince Joe, if Deputy Speaker Falla represented corruption and bad governance yesterday, does his current political closeness to the Unity Party government suddenly erase those concerns? And if the concern no longer exists, will the Unity Party government explain to the Liberian people why the investigation, accountability process, or political transformation led to that conclusion? The question becomes even more important when one recalls the political violence associated with the Lofa County electoral tensions involving Thomas Falla's political activities, events that reportedly resulted in violence and loss of lives. During those moments, Unity Party figures repeatedly accused the CDC of fostering a culture of violence and intimidation. Meanwhile, Prince Joe also wondered if the Unity Party once used those violent incidents as evidence that the CDC was a violent political institution. Does the public endorsement and celebration of Thomas Falla now mean that those concerns are no longer matter? Was the violence in Lofa only politically relevant when the Unity Party was seeking power? Can the government now explain whether Thomas Falla has been politically rehabilitated, and if so, by what standard? If the Unity Party government now considers Thomas Falla a trusted national partner worthy of presidential attendance and endorsement at major events, then the government owes the Liberian people a direct answer. Focus on Liberia reporter clarifies claims made by Representative Bernard Blue regarding recent violence incident. A Liberian journalist, Sir Augustine Mumbayo, joined one of those individuals affected during the recent violent incident allegedly involving supporters linked to Representative Bernard Blue, has publicly clarified statement contained in the Representative Benson's recent communication concerning the matter. According to him, contrary to claims that outrage was made to injured individuals and provision provided for medical attention, at no time did Representative Blue Benson has of his office or any authorized representative contact him or provide medical assistance following the incident. He noted that following the assault, he independently reported the matter to the police and pursued legal procedures to the appropriate authorities. Additionally, he stated that concerns have arisen regarding the handling of the case after individuals arrested in connection to the incident were reportedly released. General Mobayo believes that transparency and due process are essential in ensuring public confidence in justice and accountability. He further stated that as a journalist, his position remains rooted in truth, accountability, and the protection of democratic principles, including freedom of expression and public safety. Those were the latest new update from Liberia. I am Lavecta Davis.
You're muted.
This mic wants to give me a headache today. All right, Lavera, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that beautiful rendition of the happenings in Monrovia, Liberia. I hope you are doing well. I hope you have a quiet and safe evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you for always having me.
All right, so there you have it. We've gotten our rundown from Lavera, and we're gonna get into some talk. Today I want to do the show a little different. So first of all, let me just put it out there for you guys so you know, especially our listening audience there in Radio Land. We're gonna do the show a little different this Monday. I hope you guys are doing well. It started raining now in Monrovia the past week and a half. We like that because we know that, when our hard work get full there, LEC, I think we can vote the managing director at LEC as the best managing director. But just stay with us. The way we're going to roll the show out today, I have 4 main topics that I want to talk about. But instead of talking straight through the 4 main topics, what I want to do is, after each topic, we're going to open the lines for 5 minutes and entertain your calls, your contribution, your concerns, and for you to actively partake in the discussion with us. Okay, so stay close to your radio, and get your phones ready, and so that you can be able to contribute to the discussion. Okay, first I want to talk about Ebola. Okay, and I just don't want to talk about Ebola, but I want to expand on Ebola a little bit. All right. Thank God it has been a while since we experienced Ebola. There are many young people today who are amongst us who were much younger during Ebola. And they didn't fully understand it the first time. But they are in our midst today. It is important that we help bring to the public such information and awareness. We are hoping that our government will take the news we are hearing from East Africa seriously, and they will start to educate the public. Let's now wait for what we all dread. Let's educate the public now, so God forbid it shows up on our shows. Not only are we ready to go, but we are already implementing. This is not only about Ebola. Children in Liberia still die from dysentery. Children in Liberia still die from cholera. Children in Liberia still die from other waterborne diseases that, if we took extra care, those cases would not be so flagrant. So what is Ebola? Ebola is a virus disease, okay? And it is caused by, it happens when it infects an individual, then spreads, into a group of people. It's a very fast multiplying virus. That means that when it enters your body, it multiplies and invades the host, which is your body, rapidly. It invades your body rapidly. And how does it destroy its host? Basically, what it does, it destroys your cells, and it inhibits your ability to stop bleeding. There's a whole cycle I'm not go through of how the human body stops itself from bleeding. So when you cut yourself, I think when small when we cut ourselves, then that thing will rub it there, then the blood stop. That's not how it happens. Okay? And that's how it happens. There's a whole cycle that the body goes through, the cells of the body go through to clot itself so that the blood doesn't drain out. The Ebola virus inhibits that. It stops that from happening, so that you start, as it destroys your cells, you start to bleed, and then you cannot stop bleeding, and then you start to bleed from every orifice of your body until it fully takes over your body, and your cells start to be destroyed. Something we call lysis. So that in a nutshell is Ebola. How is Ebola spread? Ebola is spread from person to person contact. So you got to touch me, or you got to touch something, then I go touch it. Okay? So either you touch me or you touch something, Ebola get on that thing, then I go test that thing. For example, door handle. You know how we all go through the door. We'll stop the tester, we'll stop the keke, we'll open the keke door, open the tester door, we'll get inside. If Ebola man can't test the door handle and the virus live on the door handle, and then you can touch it, it get in your hand. Then as soon as it get in your hand, you sweating, you take your hand out to wipe your face, you spread it on your face. And then now it has opportunity to enter your body. So how do we prevent such spread? By one, frequently washing our hands. Two, trying to keep our hands to ourselves, limiting touch, limiting handshakes, limiting touching other places. You gotta be touching everything. If you're going down the stairs, you gotta put your hand on the stair rail and just be rubbing it on that stair rail, because everything that on that stair rail will lay on your hand. You don't have to do that. If you can open the door with your elbow, especially when you're going outside, how door, then you can open it, just push out your elbow when you're going outside. It's better than putting your hand flat on the door and pushing it open and exposing your hand. It's better for the disease, for the virus to get on your elbow, on your clothes, that when you go home, you take it off, then for it to be in your hand and you touch your face. How Liberia can be hard with this wiping our face, and things like that. So those are the things for you. So you who in school, you always with your friends and you're always joking and lecturing and shaking hand, trying to boost your friend up. Those things need to be limited. Okay. Now let me be very clear. This is not an attempt to create panic. This is an attempt to educate. Okay. We need to educate each other on these things. So for those of us who are in the health field, who have knowledge and expertise of this, it is important, it is our obligation to educate you on this, because the more you know, the more you can take steps to prevent. The last thing I want to talk about is symptoms, how to recognize symptoms. Bleeding, okay, unrecognized fever, body aches. Those are symptoms of the virus. If you start to have such symptoms, please, we're begging you, isolate yourself, pick up the phone, make the call. Somebody, they will come, they will pick you up, they will carry you, you'll get tested. Once your test come back negative, you'll be treated for whatever other disease you have, and you'll be allowed to go home. Okay, it is important. Don't do it out of fear. Don't hide your symptoms out of fear, okay? Because when you do that, you may infect your loved ones, your wife, your husband, your children. You don't want to do such thing. So if you start to have symptoms and you all of a sudden and you feel like you're feeling that kind of way, don't guess. Don't say, oh, that malaria, man, let me go lay down. Oh, that typhoid, man, let me go lay down. No. Take precaution. Pick up the phone. Don't get in the keke and say, I'm going to the clinic. No. Pick up the phone, make the call. Okay? They will come to you. They will transport you safely so that they don't expose you to other people. Because you go sit down and say, oh, I will take the motorbike, I will take the bike, I will take the keke. The people you sitting in the keke with, you might expose them, God forbid, if you are indeed positive. Okay? So isolate yourself in your living room, pick up your phone, call, make the call. They will come to you. They will transport you to the hospital. They will put you through the different tests. Okay? And once you are negative, they will allow you to go. If you get any other sickness, they will either direct you where to go or they will help treat that and then send you home. If we can do those things, we can arrest this situation from even God forbid it finds its way to Liberia, we will be able to arrest it in due time. The number of Liberians that perished the first time should not perish the second time because of this disease or any other disease. I'd like to call on my government. You guys just came from a special session. You guys just passed a supplementary budget. You are about to go back into session. I urge you, summon the health ministry, Let them tell you what they need. You need to move money around to make sure the health ministry is prepared. Let's not wait. Move money around. Whether that are trips, nobody even need to be flying all over the place right now. You need to try to start restricting yourselves. All the conferences and things like that. No. Start restricting yourself. Move that money into the health ministry. Move it into the different areas, the CDC and the other agencies, NFIL and all those other agencies, so that they can start to prepare themselves for, God forbid this happens. Let's be prepared and not need to use what we have prepared, then to not be prepared, and then we have to use and we don't have it. So that's why I had for that. Now, we'll go on to the next issue of that, and then we'll open up the lines. A lady by the name of Paula Bidell, a nurse at the JFK Memorial Hospital, by the name of Paula Bidell. She has a very unique name. I believe it's a Spanish origin. It's a female for Paul. Paula Bidell was arrested by the Liberian National Police, put in handcuffs, and taken to Central under the accusation that she had been spreading malicious lies to cause panic and havoc in the country. What lies was she accused of spreading? She was accused of falsely claiming that Ebola was present in Liberia. She did give a short interview explanation, and I'll go ahead and play that for you guys right now. We'll all listen to her. When we're done listening to her, then we'll open up the lines and we'll hear from you. Okay? So first, let's hear from Paula Bidell, nurse at the JFK Medical Center.
We had a training and / meeting wherein the nursing directors of JFK, the overall nursing directors, Mrs. Joker and Lulu came along to talk with us.
Say who?
The nursing directors, Mrs. Joker
And who?
and Lulu,
Okay.
who is one of the managers at JFK.
Okay.
The both of them came along. They did a training. It was an in-service training. After the training, they brought some PPEs. Yes. So they were putting us on the alert that, we need to be very careful whilst we're giving care. Yes. Even when we're going into any patient, we should have long sleeves on, and we should make sure if we're not okay with any patient, we should get a PPE on to keep safe. Yes. The reason of this alert is because there's some set of group of people that went to Uganda for a conference, and they are being back in Liberia. And these people passed through the airport, and the airport authority, that was Mrs. Joko was saying it. He said the airport authority didn't notice until they already passed. That's the time they noticed that they came from Uganda. Yeah. He said among these people, about 5 of them were sick and was brought to GFK.
You were sick or what?
They were sick and was brought to GFK, and they were showing all the signs and symptoms of Ebola. Their eyes were red, their ears were red.
Who was saying this to you?
Mrs. Joker was saying it to the body, the entire body. Yes, their eyes were red, their ears were red, and all the signs. GFK could not handle it, so they had to call the surveillance team and hand over the case to it. Yes. They're just saying it as a way of precaution, so at least everything we're doing, we got to be very careful, even though the Ministry of Health have not come to say it yet, but we should be careful because as nurses, we are the first liners here. So they just thought of telling us. So when I went home, I called my children, I gave them a lot about the present situation that is going on, and I also work at Home for Women. So I decided to
work at Home for Women?
Home for Women.
As who?
I'm a nurse there too.
Okay.
So I decided to alert my nurses. Yes. So and sending recording to them, alerting them because like I tried to call, these people were not online in the chat room. So I decided to send a recording to them just to alert them about what is going on because we are nurses. I never did it in any political field. I never did it to gain any influence. I only did it to protect my fellow nurses in the other facility that I work. So at least they can be aware. As I said, and I will say again, the nursing director, Mrs. Chuko, was the one that was enlightening the nurses of the present situation and cautioning us. She was the one that made the statement.
So, how JFK get involved into it?
As I said, Mrs. Zuka said in her quote, there's some set of people that went for some kind of conference in Uganda and they are back. And among these people, 5 of them was taken to JFK because they were sick. Yes. And they came down with all the signs and symptoms of Ebola and JFK couldn't handle it. So they had to send them to the surveillance team.
Okay, all right. So there you have it. There you have it. Nurse Paula Bidel finally explaining her side of the story. What she says happened. Okay, who said what? I want to hear from you guys. So Jeff, if you can announce the numbers and let's open the line.
Well, you're listening. This is LIB Feature TV. The numbers are 0777 959 959 0777 959 959 0881 871 670 0881 871 670 and plus 231 777 959 959. Those are the numbers you can use to be a part of the conversation LIB Feature TV. Good evening.
Good evening, Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edward Joe.
Yeah, Edward. Thank you. But we were number one of me. So I call you from Tuporo.
Okay.
So honestly speaking, I think they really not lie. First I didn't really listen to that audio before. The first audio I didn't listen to it, not lie. But through her explanation, I think she mean good thing. But sometimes I don't know whether she published it or somebody published that stuff unknown to her. I don't really know. But I think it was information for insider. It was not for the public. Yeah, so I just appeal to the comment to just forgive her. I don't think she had any political motive to say she wanted to make the comment look ugly at people interpreting her statement to be. But it's just somebody just confide in you and you just confide to your friend too about to go on Facebook Live and publish it. That I think that was a problem, but she just forgive me. Everybody can make mistakes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, brother.
Yes.
How are you, bro?
We okay.
Yeah, this is Abu Shari. Yeah, I'm coming from Greenville, Freeway.
Okay.
Bro, Jeff, at this appointed Fale of my brother to say it was an insider, not for the public. Oh, wow, my brother. That woman, thank you. Thank you to that woman. Yeah, because she want to save our life. When I say insider, not for the public, because when I read their message, brother, when I say another one, that's it tomorrow. You brother, the same brother here, brother. A care of Google, care of family, yeah, care imam, care pastor, care Google data, yeah, care whole house. So when this is the case, brother, yeah, government, we are appealing to you. If it happens so, you are saying that there's people in Uganda for conference, and they return by the kind of way. You might not make a secret. We're breaking you because when scatter or when it's hiding in survey, when you go out of here, actually it will be bad. It will be bad. Okay? So sister, farmer, Mr. CSA director, please, your wife just brought the particular get information. I beg you as a government, you are being invited a woman, let you be proper interview or all those who came from Uganda, let it be current at Google. Let it please save our life. Yeah, but I take you. I'll stop there.
Okay, Abu. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Yeah.
0777959 0777959 plus 231 777959959 0881 are the numbers you can use to be a part. We'll go back to the line. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. How you doing now?
Yes, your name and where you call from?
This is Reverend Morris, the Vice President for Operation National Health Worker Union of Liberia.
Okay, Reverend Morris, let's hear you.
Thank you. First of all, whether this virus in Liberia or not, the precautionary measure need to be taken by every one of us. I will, do the public manner to advise each and every one of us to place our bucket at our point of entry, whether at the supermarket, at the market, whether at government facilities or whatsoever. We need to take the precautionary measure in order to safeguard our life. Secondly, we want to use this time to, one way or the other, condemn the arrest and the detention of our sister. I think that anything needs to be investigated. They have to conduct an investigation in line with the law that governs the health sector. We have the regulatory board. They need to be invited, or they need to be turned over to them, not to the police station. We also have the nursing board, which will regulate the activities of the nurses in Liberia. And from my information that we have gathered, those people are not being contacted. She was arrested, detained from last week up to present. We are using this medium to call unconditional release of our sister. And we use this time to call the Ministry of Health, the Minister of Health, the board of JFK, to intervene to this situation, to make sure that Ms. Bideh is released with no precondition. Let her be turned over to the relevant authority, the nursing board, and the regulatory board. On behalf of the National Health Worker Union of Liberia, we are appealing to the Ministry of Health to make sure this gets released between now and tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Okay. 0777959 0777959 plus 231 777959959 0881 Those are the numbers you can use to be a part of the first talking point on LIB Feature TV with Mr. Michael Partner. Liberians, you listen to the conversation. What do you make of it? What are your thoughts this evening? Let's hear from you.
All right. So I'm learning. So Director of Nursing, JFK, Joanna Jokai, is the spouse, the wife, the partner of the Honorable CSA boss, Josiah Jokai. Okay. So things are coming together now. Things are coming. So because I was wondering why the government had not called this lady to find out from her, did 5 people come from Uganda and are ill? Did you hold such a meeting and did you inform these people that such had happened? If you did you tell them in a meeting that what we are telling you right now is not for public consumption? It should not leave this room. Did you guys instruct them on how to handle the information? Or did you just give the information to them, tell them to be safe, and then turn your backs? What do you expect people to do? The lady has children. She also works at another facility. You don't expect for her to tell her colleagues? You don't expect for her to tell her children to be careful? That's a normal human instinct right there. And because of that, we are arresting her like a common criminal. But there you have it, people. That was our first talking point. And we have several more. So instead of wasting too much time on that, let's move on to our second point. Okay, let's move on to our second point we have here. Over the weekend, Deputy Speaker Representative Thomas Fala held a program where several government officials, including the head of state, His Excellency Joseph Iman Boyka, attended as well. So from what I learned, this was the launch of NIMBO, the National Independent Movement for Boyka. So it's very interesting because just a few years ago, we heard our brothers from the Unity Party refer to Thomas Fala as T5. T5. Thief, which means roll. Tiffy, roll. T5 was how he was referred to. I remember that heated senatorial election between T5 and Senator Darius Delon. And that was a name that resonated, T5. Today, he is no longer referred to as T5. Now he is being celebrated. Now he is being admonished. Now the president is attending his programs, and the president's name is being invoked into these organizations. What happened? What changed? What changed in 3 years? That our foes have become our friends have become our foes. Liberians, I want to hear from you. Because we were told that, look, the place where the CDC put a country, it would take more than 6 years for us to dig ourselves from there. And one of the high-ranking members of the CDC, Honorable Thomas Fala, is not being embraced. So did he help put the country in a hole and then move from there and now we're hawking him? Or was he not a part and we lie on him? We need to make a decision, my people, on which one. Did we lie on about Thomas Fala? Was he a man with clean hands? Or were we telling the truth when we refer to him as Tifa? But if that is the case, then I ask you, why are we embracing him? Why isn't he under investigation along with Samuel Twain? Why isn't he on the spotlight of asset recovery? Why not? How can a common lawmaker create an entire organization, finance it from his pocket? Where is that money coming from? Shouldn't this trigger some sort of audit or at least an investigation on where all this money is coming from? Or is it simply when you are working with the Unity Party, working with the president, then you are above suspicion, then you are above audits, then you are above investigations? Is that what we are seeing here? I watched the video of people trooping in the purple. Hey, my name is campaign time. And I had to caution myself and say, wait. But last week, when Yeke said campaign open, there were people in this government that condemned that. But today, they are holding a political event that very much resembles campaigning. So which one is it? If it was wrong yesterday, is it still not wrong today? How do we change our country when we condemn people and then when we come to power, we do exactly what they used to do? And this time now, we have a different look to things. We have a different explanation to things. And this not only President Boyka was there. The CSA boss that we're speaking of, he was there too. They were playing loud music.
You did not manage it well. Because you did not manage your opportunity, take the back seat. Let Liberian people listen and give this president his chance to work. Why you left in the mansion, you won't come back? Why you left there, you want to come back?
And then I will follow up with pictures for those in Radio Land. I'm just showing, for you listen to Honorable Thomas Fala in it, making a campaign speech. And now I'm just showing pictures from the event, pictures of President Boyka being gowned, picture of Honorable Fala seated and looking out at the crowd. So yes, so we are showing those things so that those in Radio Land and on social media can see these things and ask yourself a question. What is going on? If the CSA boss, Civil Service Agency, for those of you who don't know, boss, Honorable Josiah Jokai, can go to such an event and play loud music on a Sunday, even though he knows the city ordinance, partake in political affairs, then where are we going? I want to hear from you all, people. Where are we going? Is this something that we should just be used to? Or is this something that we need to call out? I know last week there was talk in political cycles of a merger between the ANC, the Alternative National Congress, and the CDC, the Congress for Democratic Change. And I listened to a lot of people try to condemn that. They say, oh, Mr. Comey shouldn't do that. The CDC is damaged goods. I said, oh, but so Honorable Fala, the CDC, the damaged goods, or only the one you're in one, then I want a damaged good. But the one that you can take, then I want a good thing. Like, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. So, Jeff, if we can open up the lines again, let's announce those numbers. I really want people to come in and let's talk. Let's talk about what happened at the NIMBO headquarters in the program that was held. Go ahead.
0777 959 959 0777 959 959. You listen to the conversation. What do you make of it? What are your thoughts? You can call 777 959 959 0881 871 670 plus 231 777 959 959. Good evening. Yes, your name, where you call from?
My name is Aaron Allison, and I call from my name, Matali resident.
Let's hear you, Henry.
Thank you for the topic on the discussion. My brother, the European Party people got nothing to tell the Liberian people. The people, anything that come out to say yes. The city Thomas Fire itself was a criminal. The city Thomas Fire today, they are in hearing. So when I get to tell the Liberian people again, if you say the thing was not good today, tomorrow the city should not be good. But what she said, all the thing was not good, the man was a criminal. The three criminal you are hearing say you're criminal, up to now you are not even calling for investigation. Then today you sending to say, yeah, Tom Farah is a man, he's a right leader. And how we going to run in the country? They're like, we are no more stupid again, we are resolved already. That's the last time for Joseph Boyka. Like after 2020, after 2020 reaches, yeah, you party change and go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Your name, where you call from?
All right. I'm Ricky Chopley, actually from Fishtown River G.
Fishtown River G. Chopley,
Yeah.
How are you monitoring the show?
I'm following you, Jeff. You are the biggest man always, Jeff. I'm following you.
I mean, like radio or on Facebook?
Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, big brother Jeff, and thank you to my uncle there in studio. I think the government, they are doing something like, if you pushing somebody in the water, they try to come out, they try to push them back again. That's what the government doing to us. If you are in power, you read campaign. You don't.
Oh, too bad. We lost him. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, your name and where you call from?
My name is Wema, Hello, Power Delegation. I joined you from District 13 this evening.
Okay.
Let me say thanks to you guys for the talking point this evening. You see, the United Party are trying to confuse with the Liberian, and especially for the one that in the interior, like our old man, our papa there, who don't really know how to vote. They want to try to confuse them. My question asked today, why is it this government is prosecuting other corrupt people from the CDC-led government yesterday? But then why this government refusing to prosecute Omofala? If yesterday, Joseph Juman Baka, the president today, he ran campaign, he came at Ayafa football fear, he and Colonel Crowder, Bo Ali there. They said that Omofala was known as T5 at that time. They used to call him T5 instead of T5. And then during the senatorial election, when Tomofala was going again, they said Tomofala have ATM machine to a house. How today those people are in power? They can't prosecute people that have ATM machine to their houses. Why they can't prosecute Tomofala today? And you see the issue of Fala, Fala is playing a political or game. Fala know that he's serving as the deputy speaker. So for that particular position, he's benefiting, they're getting their money from there to remove speaker, they're getting their money from there to remove Yeke, and all of these they are crossing. So Fala have to just defend that particular position until maybe the 3 years can finish, then you can see how best to cross what. That's the reason why you might have problem with him today. You might say if you want to be a door, but you can't be or cat and a door at the same time. But I don't want to join the United Party because he know what he benefited from this government. That's the reason why he tell Liberian people, I'm only supporting the old man because of the development. What are the development of the government is really undertaking in this country that can encourage someone to leave their political party and join the party? What are those developments? If you got our Liberian people, you are taking them for their job. You see the issue of the national identification ID today. The government taking from Liberian and giving it to a foreign company from where Australia, you gave it company, you give it our national ID to those people. You took our driver lesson, you give it to a foreigner again. You said no, MTA now, they know how to process driver lesson, they know how to process car plate again and sell the white people on the foreigner. Is that a rescue that bring people? You know how many things they just from their job today? So those people, my brother, hey, thank you for the time.
Thank you so much. 077 959 959 077 959 959 plus 231 777 959 959. Good evening. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, your name and where you call from?
Yeah, my name is Muma according to Punafan.
Let's hear you, Dave.
So I get a song in the party, brother. He always on the talk show. They call Hassan Kewu. That one upon the time he said Thomas Farah was a big criminal. He will prosecute Thomas Farah. So Thomas Farah Hassan Kewu from Chokotan. So Thomas Farah not corrupt. Thomas Farah NTA machine now. So to you people, you think Thomas Farah now is one of the clean men in the bureau. You got Thomas Farah, business, and the former party chairman, and the former finance minister, and the three people champion that are running the town. They are the most corrupt people in we are coming. In fact, Thomas Farah has money machine, and they call NTA card. Thomas Farah card and they call T with me in row. He get money along with him. So today, the president chasing along with Thomas Farah. So to you, as I tell the president now also about the criminal cartel. So my question, you know, answer it. We will call to defend the government. Because every party they come to, as I tell always call on all the radio stations to defend Thomas Farah. Let's do it, as I tell defend Thomas Farah now. And you repent, and clean it. So the government said they will prosecute all the corrupt leaders. So Thomas Farah have all the corrupt leaders.
Thank you.
So as I tell you, so now, waiting. We're going to the power party. What you can do to see if we can maintain you or to remove you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You know, sometimes when I sit down, I decided.
What is your name? Your name, please.
E. Valentin.
Okay, Valentin.
Calling from Banner Street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Liberia, the politics is very bad. Don't hate your friend because he support a political party. To be real, this government is doing extremely well. That's the reason why the leg of Thomas Farah and others, they are supporting this regime. You get 49 of the representatives, right, endorsing President Parker's re-election. What are the opposition doing? They just sit 29. We are coming back. In what way? You saw when Unity Party were in opposition, they were making they were making we are government. They use the student community. They use civil society. They went for Henry Costa, the leg of Marty Colley. These are the guys that are putting we are feet to the fire. Even I can remember last time at the University of Liberia, Coach went there to put on last peaceful students. But what the CDC government doing to make the Unity Party? All of them ran away from this country. And in leave, I only feel for those positions that never benefited. You left them alone, brother. It's not serious. Be real. To say he want to be president. That's the people who benefited from CDC government. They're the one pushing we are. When we are alone, he'll go sit down in America and watch his son playing football. The boy have one of the biggest party in America a few days to celebrate his son. What edition were removed from their party headquarters. And now they're demanding the post edition to generate money to go and build a new era. They are wicked at the looking number. Just yesterday, he was in England, London, celebrating Arsenal victory. How many physicians from Clareton can go to London? How many are there? Okay. Where are the vocational schools?
Thank you.
This is a start time for Mama Liberia. Thank you so.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
Yes, I'm good.
Hello?
Yes, your name, where you call from?
You got me?
Your name, where you call from?
Hello?
Okay, you need to call back. Mohammed Johnson.
Yeah, Jeff, good evening.
Good evening.
And good evening to your panelists up there. Well, Jeff, my name is Mohammed Dondo Fafana Jr. a proud member of Concerned Librarian for Justice. Well, Jeff, this evening, I just want to say this to the public that Tom Fowler has lost focus, and Mr. Boaka, our president, he's the biggest troublist in this country because you cannot do this to the people. Yesterday, you said that this man was a criminal, and as a president, you have a 42-year of experience. So said the people that elected you. They say you have 42 years experience, but I never with that argument. But you allow yourself yesterday or the day before yesterday, when you sat down with Tomo Fala, who you accused of corruption, from the CDC, and at that time you were part of us, but now he's not part of us. So I hear people saying that that game Tomo Fala is not playing game for who? Who have expressed Tomo Fala can never is belong to God, but Tomo Fala will never ever reach the CDC, come to the CDC again. But Mr. Boakai is not doing fair to this country. Mr. Boakai is one of the biggest troublers. He should have sat with Tomo Fala, giving Tomo Fala a gun for what? When Tomo Fala, when I was kissing, man, Mr. Boakai, he would have do that, really, to be frank. Because Tomo Fala is a kissing man, and I know why he said the entire Lofa candidate is go Zoom for the CDC. He's a blatant liar. You cannot say that. And we can say retrospect back, my district I hear from Kwaduboni district who voted against the Unity Party. That's the reason why today all district funds, Kwaduboni is not taking anything. Only Hassan Vedete is doing, making, cleaning our roads, in Kwaduboni district. But this government had a banner then saying that Lofa is no go Zoom for CDC. He's lying and he's have lost focus.
Okay.
His political range in Labrador has finished because nobody will take him again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohamed Donzo. We take another person on this line. Okay, we lost you. 777-959-959 0777-959-959. Let's go back. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Hello. 0881-871-670. If we can get another more call, then we'll go back to Mr. Palmer.
Yes. No problem. No problem. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And for those of you out there who have been listening and participating, thank you. This is what I was looking for, the active participation and interaction with you. Let's move on to another topic. And for those of you who are on social media, who are listening here in the diaspora, please, this one, I really hope that you guys can call in, call the WhatsApp number, call in, and partake in this process. Okay. So last week, we got word that the Honorable Senator from Montserrat County, Senator Ibrahim Darius Dillon, the man I like to call my own brother, put a bill forward that has come to be known as the $1 tax on $1 tax on remittance from the diaspora. Basically, this bill that Senator Dillon put forth basically says that for the government to raise additional revenue to be able to further develop the country, it is proposing that for every single transaction, remittance, the transfer of money from one place to another, for every single transaction, the government should be able to tax that transaction $1 and collect that money and then turn it over to LRA, and from LRA to central bank, and from central bank to Minister of Finance for expenditure. we've heard mixed reactions, especially on people in the diaspora. I haven't heard too much from the people in Liberia. And it's made me wonder, do they somehow think that you are not affected by this? You have to understand, for every dollar that they take is a dollar that you could have gotten. So for people who want to send $50 home to their family, they will send a $50. The government until they $1 and give you $49. That's how we kind of run. You're already struggling. You're trying to make ends meet. You reach out to your people, whether in the US, in Canada, in Australia, Japan, South Korea, and they finally put small thing together to send to you. Comments will take $1 from there. So that's where you have it, people. Do you think that this should happen? If it should happen, what should be the exchange? What should diaspora Liberians get in return? If they're going to give up their money, what should they get in return? Should they be allowed to vote in the presidential elections? Should they be allowed to vote across the board? Whether president, senator, representative, should they be allowed to vote? I mean, we've all heard the terminology, taxation, right? We heard this a lot, 1980 and before 1980. Taxation without representation. The diaspora community, even though they are Liberians, are not represented in the government. They are not. Even though many government officials come to the US to solicit money, to put in a bid to run for office. And they are asking themselves, what's in this for us? Should we be allowed to vote? Should other privileges extend to us? So far, Honorable Dillon has not stepped forward to answer questions about, the questions that have been raised concerning this bill. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this bill is worthwhile? Do you think that this bill will raise the money that is needed for development in the country? Who's going to collect this money? Who's going to make sure that it is spent on development? That's another question people are asking. Who is going to monitor the money? And like I said earlier, Senator Dillon has not stepped forward to open himself up, entertain questions. And so there's a lot of guessing going on. I asked the question. I said, was there a study done? Did Senator Dillon pay for a study to be done where the data was showing that it would be better to charge $1 per remittance than to do a percentage? You see, when it comes to the $1, if I send $50 home, for Jeff for a weekend, and somebody else sending $200 home, should two all pay $1? Or should the guy who's sending $200 or $400 or $600, should he pay more? And for me, who's sending my life $50, should I pay less? Did the senator undertake such a research to find out which one would be more advantageous? A percentage or a fixed amount? I never heard him say anything like that. Mind you, the people in diaspora already pay taxes. When they are sending that money, they have paid for the transmission of that money. Now the government is saying, yeah, even though you guys pay, we'll still take $1 from it. Some people might say, but I think I just $1, man. But then the question becomes, how many transactions are made in a year? And how fast can that money add up into the millions of dollars? So there you have it, people. Do you think diasporans should pay the $1? Do you think it's time for them to pay their fair share? Every day the people taxing you. When you go to your late job, they take money from there. When gasoline price go up, the motorbike men kind of take their own money from there. The keke men kind of take their own money from there. So should the diaspora pay $1 to help with development? If so, what should they get in return? Should they be allowed to run for public office? Should they be allowed to vote while they're in America? I don't know if you know this, but Nigerians in the US vote during the presidential elections. Nigerians in the Nigerian diaspora, they actually vote. They cast what you call paper ballots. So it's not like to say it has never been done before. It's not like to say it's rocket science. The only question is, should we do it or should we not? If you are taking the people $1, then are you obligating yourself to such an endeavor? So let's hear from you, people. We're going to go and open up the lines, Jeff, and let's hear from you. Should the diaspora pay the $1 that Senator Dillon is talking about? Should they pay more? Should they pay less? Until the government is able to take a handle on its spending, should the diaspora pay at all? Let's hear from you. Go ahead.
All right, folks, you listen. It's time again that you place your call 0777 959 959. Very wonderful conversation. 0777 959 959 0881 871 plus 231 777 959 959. Those of you who can receive money from abroad, let's go back and take calls. This person, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, you know where you call from?
So my name is Grace Scotland Brymer. And yes, I've been following the discussion, and I just want to add and also suggest. Yes, I think the first thing is just paying the diaspora, like even paying the dollar, whatever the amount will be. Like the panelists are saying, it's important for us to know whether a percentage will be better or whether an assessment was done. And what did the assessment show? How and why should they pay dollar? Why should someone sending $50 pay dollar and someone sending $2,000 pay dollar also? So also the management of the money is the most important thing. Who manages it? Does the diaspora librarian will they have say in how the money is spent? Will they have representation on how the money is being withdrawn and being spent? those are questions that needs to be answered. But I think for to pay that money, I think it's good. Also, will they be allowed to vote? I think it's unfair for us not to allow Liberians living out of Liberia not to vote. We should allow them to vote. Second thing is, if they are, he mentioned something like the diaspora Liberians are not represented in the government, and I don't agree with that. Because from Madam Sirleaf's time, the diaspora Liberians were here. They were, in fact, it came to a point where the Liberians here were complaining that all the people were coming from the US. They were coming from Europe. Even the George Weah government, even this current government, there are diaspora Liberians working in the government. And we all know that it's not a secret. So definitely the diaspora Liberians are being represented in the government. The only issue is the money they are spending, they must have a say in how the money is spent. If they are contributing this money for development, it should go to that purpose. And so wherever account they are putting that money in, that's what that brings should be signatory to that account too. Before the money can be spent, they should know that it is spent for the intended purpose. And that's my suggestion.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your points. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yes. Good evening. Your name where you come from?
My name is Tiforo Makome. I do join the conversation from my resident Duporo.
Let's say Makome.
You stress a point as of questions. Moreover, the character in question who making this particular statement, he totally morally bankrupt. He have no moral to speak of this.
Too bad.
Oh, man.
Too bad. Yes, hope you recharge and call back, or maybe perhaps the phone went off. I don't know. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Your name and where you call from?
I'm Christiana calling from Duaza.
Let's hear you, Chris.
Yes, concerning the discussion, I disagree. And what I want for the government to do is to reduce their salary, reduce the amount of gasoline they can receive, and put it in a cover and carry on development. We are not naive. We know what we're doing as a Liberian. They won't come and exploit other people and say they won't carry on development. They've been there. What are the development they carry on? And they want to exploit the people and have nothing. The people when they say money, they say our relatives here are not able to make life because they don't have jobs. Why should they take and wonder? The 60% I assigned to the representative assistant to whether senator or representative, the 60 human being I assigned to them. Why should 60 human being be assigned to one person? All that money are going to.
Hello. Yeah.
Then they take it from there and put it in the cover to carry on development. And let it stop bringing other people down.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I call from Banase.
What is your name?
My name is Jacob Boozy.
Let's hear you, Mr. Bruzy.
Yeah. With the issue that Son is putting in there on law to say he want to pass that law is very, very naive of him himself. We have, yes, for sure. You know, these gentlemen, they know you guys are taking all the money. You're asking for signature fee. Whenever concession agreement come in, you're going to panel, whatever you go discuss, you take money. Look, when some of us were living abroad, Ellen introduced the same thing. We're paying $25 or whatever from our remit and money that we send here to our people. They were changing it to Liberian, that $25. You can't do that. If you want to make money, you should find a different way to make money, but not to force money that you know you have no, how you call it, you have no plan, no program, how the money will be managed, for what, and so on. And just making money out of people, and you keep paying your salary up. That salary, a senator in this country is supposed to be, I look at the size of this country. This would be earning something like $5,000, and then taxes, I'll get something like 2,500 to 50,000. A cut of gasoline slip. Where is Monrovia? How big is Monrovia? That these guys riding car all over the place who pay $45,000 to them every year to get a car. You pay drivers. Some of them got security. We pay all those people. Cook, we pay that. Why they can't be able to be much more empathetic with the Liberian people, the poverty raging in this country? So if you send $50 from America to Marion in Liberia here, and Marion going to take $1 from there, that $1 can buy the transportation for Marion to go for that money. Some places you go, they say you got to pay transportation, you got to pay this. This is outrageous. That's what might be thinking, man. Leadership. Let them be leaders. They shouldn't be able to corrupt us in such a manner. It's very, very sad to see people like Dara Dillon pleading that people should pay $1 from whatever come in the country. That's bad. They got a lot of money here. More money, they're stealing the people money and they're talking all these kind of things. It's bad. It's sad. Okay, that's my output. It's sad.
Thank you for your point. Thank you so much. Next person, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
I'm sorry I will harmonize.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
This is Steve from Akome again.
Okay, Tio.
As I was saying, that the character who bring this alarm, a lack of moral. This is the skillless and uneducated, documented soldier in our society today that know all or have no other record. This particular process talking about, when you ask him for feasibility study, he will tell you it's a finance minister. Nana, you will speak more than finance minister, but for implementation, you will speed that a triple C to become S. That's why you will be telling you accountability, transparency, integrity, and nothing can be defined when it comes to that. There's the man who saw it in Barcelona on Chelsea, who's in Barcelona on Chelsea team. They are creating the kind of avenues that when they are moving from power, for their children to inherit those kinds of criminal analysis in defense of them, in place of them. There's therefore, when you ask them to add the other people who are those financial experts, they will give you the breakdown and do feasibility study. But the question is, whenever the particular situation put in place, and those people in the diaspora, they put themselves together as a political party and want to contest for CTN, will you allow them to? Because they pay money. That one question too, right? Second question will be, when they don't want your regime and the government ask people to calm down and bring that particular regime down through protestation and so forth, will you accept it? Will you not abuse their right to? That is the question. Because when you put your money, that is your interest.
Okay.
Are we there?
Okay.
So such a person, such a political hustler, such a pathological political criminal in our society who make himself to get rich at the expense of the common masses, who share the glory of Jesus Christ to take that name light. No other politician used that name light before. And dupe the Liberian people $1 each and get himself to where he is. He had no moral. Today, when you ask him, the money that you want to put in the Maserati cover, what is that? How can you put money from front pocket and put it to a back pocket and say, I create account? Account was in existence before you could born for Maserati. You can put in the account. There's a man who talk about riding the kind of cars and classes new leg. The man fence is above it. The man fence is above it. Horse to Banaville. Such person, we watch them and we hope and pray someone else will move the man from power. And we know exactly someone else when they move from power, they can be like Johnny Lewis, the late Johnny Lewis, who pay with government money at the end, they ate on the dump site. That's what they will be. And minute for him. We're waiting for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening. Prince Talibo?
Yeah, thank you for the recognition. Prince Talibo calling from EWC. People are just thank you for the discussion this evening. You are just on tell the Liberian people that the people who call lawmakers in your interest and be thinking we lying. They don't people campaign around here for saying what they lying. They 5,000 bars or the district. But they don't only do it for today. How much they don't where 5,000 going nobody know, but they don't receive 2 cars, 90,000 cars in every season. That they don't say my friend 17 US from America, I'm going to take $1 from only. Therefore, they want to go to withdraw fee again and put another 50 cents or $1 again. I'm going to be getting from the 5 hours, 10 hours, be receiving. The government are just posting, the government posting about on the 1.2 billion budget. And then what happened? The people just the poor continue to suppress the citizens. The same people can again say, oh yeah, we are part of the entertainment area, we are not making money with money. Someone has said sales cover get money from the laboratory. All the government continue to embarrass also the legislature. The poor not $1 being injured the library people, everything will be there.
Okay.
Now they don't we are disappointed they don't project was saying they don't account to be the less. Today they don't now the library people are being enemy, but 2029 they don't pass. Thank you, people, Jeff.
Okay. The costs are many.
I think one hour. You don't hear me,
Hello.
You don't hear me that much. You don't see it.
Oh, they may talking different thing. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
My name is I'm calling from Tertiary.
Okay.
Single.
Let's hear you.
No, it's very frustrating to hear people talk about what the Darrell is doing. It's very frustrating. It just shows that we are similar problem to us. You know what I mean to open a rehabilitation center in the country yet?
No. Hello.
Yeah.
Let's stick to the topic. Let's stick to the conversation, please. Okay, he went off. I didn't cut you off. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Jeff.
Mohammed Domso for Fana.
Yeah.
Let's say,
Jeff, you know, I want to agree with some color that saying that this amendment is so naive because really I don't see no sense in this thing that Darrell is is telling the Liberian people. Darrell has always said Darrell is a schemer. To be frank with you, that man he's a schemer. I like him because he played that smart role in our daily politics of Liberia. That one played that smart role. He's too smart to say that he always linking some things to attract the Liberian poor man. And that amendment really has apparently said that what would be the benefit of those guys that you are taking money from. He didn't sit and evaluate, short thing like that. He just come out in the panel because he's a wild mob man in the house that he just talk anything. Really, he should sit and think. What will they come on his mouth that saying this? And you guys are taking 15,000, 20,000, for 45,000. See that type of irony. It is not fair, man. Dad don't know that 2029 he will not come back. So he just saying things to just make the Liberian. We the Liberian people, we are so forgiving. We forgive people. We all forgive people. Whole West Africa, Liberian people, always forgiving people. On things. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. One more. Good evening. The calls are coming in. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
This is Jeff Johnson calling from Rehab.
Jeff Johnson from Rehab. Let's hear you.
Yes, I call from the most talk about rehab center that this one our caller just spoke of. That they don't have no rehab center. They call it play community, rehab community clinic.
Hello,
yeah.
Jeff.
Yes.
Can we stick to the $1?
Okay. To the $1 situation, they will come and say to that end. It was the same that what Daniel when he just took over that told us that they must pay this amount of money. He talked about us to give 50% of their salary when they move from power. It was the same that Daniel. And that bill was introduced first by Eddie Snow. It was not able to be materialized. And that Daniel came up with it. 2023, he came up with that point. We understand the kind of struggle that these people want to post on Liberia. And we are never get through it before. We never experienced it before. Let it be mindful that tomorrow, when the others agree, they must lay out to their demands too. Because nobody will be able to give their support to you, and they will be able to stand before you and you will tell them different things. In fact, when they will be in my interest, but it must be in an appropriate way, because that will be a total release and reformation of the particular PRC regime law we use in our constitution. When lawmaker pay is not known. I believe these guys are from that area that learn more than the other buffoon that here are called themselves noise makers. They will educate them in a particular money payment.
Hello.
They will tell them, yes, hello.
Please, I want you to please watch your voice. You're on the radio.
Thank you. Okay, sorry.
You're welcome.
They will be able to educate them from the very university where they said to when. And people understand it. The national, international politics when kind of uses of money. Someone can pay their money to you. in different countries, then you want to control them over their money they pay. They will be difficult. So if that would be the case, we expect for the people from the financial expert to speak, but not person who is what? Mr. Know All. When you go to a lawyer, know all. You go to agriculture, know all. You go to health, know all. You go anything, know all. But when asking for a common degree or certificate of common training, is nothing. So such a person, you got no idea. You will not speak.
Okay.
But you don't have no idea to move. What's he always say? He will defend it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, let me take this final one. Then we'll go back. Good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Oh, this is Patrick. We are a call from District 14, Clarktown, Breakthrough facility.
Let's hear you, Mr. Weir.
Okay. And for me, I'm very disappointed in Bound, you know. They not so time for something we should with it. They not how how it does or they won't go down the sense or you start and say a part of LIB. Then he say that the government must cut percentage from it. I disappointed down the whole. While the money is making, when you get to that bill on say that each lawmaker take percentage for only money, and read that side and talking about we the citizens, we suffering no job, suffering immoral here. Put that from him. He just come back to he just run a big car. I just put it down, stop that point, man. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Palmer?
Okay. Yes. Thanks for all the contributions out there. They have been very, very entertaining, very, very concerning. That's why we are here. That's why we come on. That's why we take the time. That's why we do our research. That's why we present you with the topics so that you are informed and that you are able to contribute to the discussion, what's happening.
Can I squeeze this person in?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm Brother George and I call from Firestone.
Brother George from Firestone. Dusa?
Not exactly Dusa, but Division 16.
16. Okay, let's
see.
Yeah,
Lenetam.
Okay.
Yes, I found the show.
Mm-hmm.
I think what is more important is the correction of the money, how the money will be used. In my own understanding, the diaspora, people there, they want to come home, but the condition of the country and how people suffering here, that's why they are staying away. But they want to come home. But if lawmakers have discussed any amount of money to be paid when they send the percentage that will be discussed there, what we should be discussing is how this money will be used and what they can do for the Liberians to benefit from this money. But when we're talking about lawmakers putting more money in their pocket, why did you take money from people from the diaspora? I have a problem with it. We have the law. If these people are making all money that they're not supposed to make, then they'll amend the law so that this money can be reduced. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening.
Hello?
Your name and where you call from? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, we're good. Your name and where you call from?
I'm calling from Motivado.
Let's hear you, Famula.
For me, I think the people got no feeling for the Liberian people, man. Because imagine for people to even send you late money from water, you got to use almost $2-3 and scratch card to call when they put pizza where they send you money around and they put say $2. So they agree that they want to take the taxes on the money. But it should be in a category. Like for instance, when you orange money or loose money, when you go withdraw $25, they get a percentage that they can take on. You go withdraw $50, $100, they get a percentage. You can't say somebody will send somebody for me. Somebody has sent they can send me. Somebody can send me 1,000. So when they send me 1,000 now, I pay $1 from the project. And then when they send somebody $25, do it. I mean, like, it's not fair. The domestic revenue US said the process our budget for 2 billion. Over to part of development. All going to sound and all things. We don't see the impact. Like Jeff said, that Jeff goes to make 2 ambulances to JFK. Because 1.2 billion is you need to buy up to 10, 15, 20 ambulances for JFK. That's JFK didn't need. I mean, web guy. I call champion doesn't. But you know how they can send for private car to carry a woman to JFK. So I mean, it's not easy in the country. Our leaders need to put a feet together to see our best to transform the country.
Okay.
But all of them seeking self-interest. It's not cool, my brother. Let it categorize the taxes they want. If somebody send somebody $10, $1. If somebody $200, you say $1. It's not fair. It's unfair. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Palmer, it's back to you.
Yes, very riveting topic. And thanks to all of you for your contribution for that. As we move up the meter towards closing.
I think we have an overseas core.
Oh, then let's sneak that one in. I wanted to hear from my diaspora people.
Get this person from the overseas. Good evening. Your name and where you call from?
My name is Rubber Girl. I just wanted to add to this conversation with this bill the so-called bill that Dylan had put forward to the House of Representatives. And Michael, this bill, I listened to Julia share this afternoon, and unfortunately, these people, it was a group from the U.S. diaspora, and it's part of the Lofa County organization, and they put forth this group. They're calling it the diaspora group. They say they spoke to all the diasporan in all diaspora nations, and they put forth this, and we all agree on this bill. And they prefer it to Dylan when Dylan was in the United States, and so that's why Dylan put it on the floor. So this was a bill from a group in the diaspora, and I send you a text in your chat that I will get the name of the person of this group and then send it to you, and maybe you can do your due diligence of asking them questions, because they lied to say that all the diasporan Liberians knew about this bill. So this is something I just wanted to bring this forth.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gribble Girl. Thank you so much for that. All right. So there you have it, people. Here's my thing. For me, I get one for in the diaspora. I get another for in Liberia. I didn't hear about this bill. I didn't hear about it in the diaspora. I didn't hear about it in Liberia before Senator Dillon brought it up. There are several large organizations in the diaspora. The first one is ULA, right? The Union for Liberian Associations in the Americas. Large organization. You know, did they take it to ULA? Was it discussed? There are others. Every single county in Liberia has a diaspora organization. Some even get 2, some get 3. One county get 2, Grand Judea get 3. There ain't plenty already. I don't know how they manage to get to 3, but anyway, we'll tell that one different time. But you know, you have the Nima County Association. One of the largest associations is the Nima County Association. Did they go there? I think this is a conversation that needs to happen. I think before this bill was put on the floor, I think a conversation needed to happen. And I think people needed to contribute. Like, for example, I just pointed something out, very simple, right? Why are you charging $1? So if somebody's sending $20, $30, right? If I get my little daughter in Liberia, every Sunday night, I send her $30 for transportation for the week and her little lunch money for her to go to school. And gas price already going up. I trying to figure out how to take that $30 and pull $20 and let me get $50. Then you telling me now, say, when I send my little $30 for my daughter to go to school, you will take $1 from there. Then on the other hand, you get another guy, you know, he making more money, he flossing, you know, he get, you know, a couple of issues then back home. When ready, he can send 500, 1,000, you know, and $10. You take $1 from that man. That it ain't even shake that man say. So why look at it from that point of view? Did you guys look at it from, maybe we should do a percentage and say for every $100 you send, we'll take $1. Right? So that means that if I send $100, you will take $1. If I send $1,000, you will take $10. So that's a percentage, 1%. Instead of $1, you do 1%. If I send $50, right? You're not taking one, you're taking 50 cents. If I send $20, you know, you take 20 cents. If I send $200, you take $2. Did you guys look at it from that point of view? Would that raise even more money? Because sometimes it's not the quantity of transactions. Instead, it is the amount. Because that way, if you sit down and say, the Liberian diaspora transmit, let's just put a number out there, $6 million every year from US to Liberia. In order to $6 million, you say we should get 1%. Liberia should get 1% out of that $6 million. Okay? Right there, you do the math, right, on that. That's about $60,000 out of $6 million. That's $60,000 that the government will raise on 1%. It's trackable, you know, it's easier to gauge. But if I ask anybody right now, how many transactions are made in a year? Can anybody tell me how many transactions are made in a year? Nobody can really tell me. Because you have to contact Sandwave, you have to contact Orange, you have to contact Lone Star, you have to contact MoneyGram, you have to contact RIA, you have to contact Nobel, you have to contact. Just think of all the people you got to contact. But my point here is, all these things should have started with a conversation. When these guys came out with this idea, they should have taken it to the different groups, the different organizations, and say, we need you guys to have this conversation. What do you think about for every transmission of money, okay? Every money that is transmitted to Liberia will pay $1. People would have asked the question right there. Okay, what do we get in return? Because just last week, they were calling a backing door. You remember? The president said that when the people in America backing, don't stop near them. They keep doing what you're doing. You remember? Now they want a backing door, $1. Now they want a backing door, $1. Do you think it's fair? Do you think we should have they should have a little bit more respect for us when they want $1? Do you think we should be treated differently? You see, because we don't vote, we do not have voting rights. That has been stripped from us, even though our constitution gives us the right to vote. We have been stripped of voting rights. So lawmakers ain't get time for us. The only thing is sitting here when they can't raise money for the poor watch out there, then they will come with a sweep more. Someone we pay, we get them money for them to go pay for the poor watcher, then they shun us. When we send ideas for bills, when we send ideas for laws, they don't listen. Now they say they want the money. What do we get in return? There was a lady I think she misunderstood me when I said diasporans are not represented in the government. Diasporans are a group of Liberians that are not represented in the government. I didn't say diasporans do not work in the government. I said they are not represented. Okay? We have 73 lawmakers that represent 73 districts in the country. So once you live in Liberia, you live in a district. The country is divided into districts. Every inch of that country, every single centimeter of that country forms part of a district. So even if you're standing in one spot, you are being represented because you have a lawmaker in the house that should be fighting on your behalf. Whether you holding him responsible now, whether you holding him foot to the fire, whether you on his back, that body with you, but you are represented. The diasporan Liberian is not represented in the government. They're not. We don't have a representative in the house speaking on our behalf, seeking on our behalf. We do not. We are silent. We do not have a senator voting on our behalf. We don't. We ain't got mayor. We ain't got nothing. We ain't get coke. If we are going to pay taxes, should we have representation? Should we have a diasporan lawmaker? Should we be able to vote our local elections? For me, I'm from Pinsville. Pinsville, what? The district what? And Thomas got what? District 3? I'm losing it now. I think that District 3. I don't voted for him. I never voted. Even though my house is there, that's why I live. That's why I pay taxes. That's why I pay my little community fee. I pay my community fee. I get community chairman, but I don't get lawmaker. You know? And that's where we are. So it's a conversation. I'm not going to shun this. I'm not one of the people that are going to shoot it down. No. I don't ever see things from that point of view. Everything I see coming at me is an opportunity. Every single thing I see coming at me is an opportunity. There's an opportunity. The thing is, are we going to take advantage of it? Let's have a conversation. I would like to invite Senator Dillon. Come to the diaspora. Do a tour. Stop in Pennsylvania. Stop in Maryland. Stop in Atlanta, Georgia. Stop in Chicago. Stop in Ohio. Stop in Minnesota. We'll take you to Fargo. We'll take you to Iowa. We'll drop you halfway to Texas. Stop in those areas. Hear from Liberians how we feel about this. Then package it together. Look, everybody will not agree. But you can hear from the majority of people, right? You can hear from the majority of people what they think. You even get better ideas on how to roll this out. And just how when you were desperate and you came to this country and you called on us and we heard your call and we came to your rescue, we can do it again. The diaspora were your greatest champions. You know that. When CDC was shaking you in Montreal, the diaspora came to you and we came to your aid and we worked together. Not to get you elected once, but twice. We can do that again. But we have to work together. So I would like to encourage you, Senator Dillon. Withdraw the bill off the floor. Okay? Make it public. Post it. Make it public. Let everybody read it, digest it. And then plan on the next break, the next legislative break, come to the diaspora. We'll host you. We'll get you out there. You will speak to your people. You will hear from us. You will give us some insight. And together, we'll form that bill that is long overdue. That, one, takes advantage of the wealth that the diaspora have, as well as finally gives us a voice in our own government. Gives us a voice. So there you have it, Senator Dillon. You know I call you my brother, my big brother, Chief. You know that one. We know so now we're not here, but the family tree again when the bank can break. So we're here, we're waiting for your call. You get my number. We're waiting for your call. Put the call through. Let's refine this bill and let's get it onto the floor, and we will push it with everything we have to get it through. Look, to everybody out there, you guys have been fabulous. This $1 thing is causing a lot of stir in the diaspora. Trust me, nobody are crying over $1. Nobody, I know no diaspora are crying over $1. I think what we are concerned about is if we pay our money. One, what accountability would there be? We want to know this money, this diaspora fund. You know they get a road fund, right? The road fund is written into law. In that law, it states exactly what the road fund can go to, nothing else. So it is guided by law. The road fund go to what? The development of new roads and the maintaining of present roads. That's it. You can't take that money and go buy yourself a car. You can't take that money and go hold inauguration. You can't take that money and go buy a scratch car for the lawmaker. No, it's against the law. They wrote it in it for the development of new roads and the maintenance of present roads. Sam, that's it. Okay? Diaspora want to know. Their money that we're paying, where are you going towards? We want to know. So we can be able to track it. Senator Dillon stood on the floor. And he talked to the minister of education. He said, you can't, every year you ask for money. When we ask you what you do with our money, you can say, oh, we send so and so taxing to GWGC. We send so and so taxing to Tomaha. But he can't tell you what exactly the taxing is in the Tomaha, what happened to it. Senator Dillon stood on the floor and he argued this point. Very good point. He said, when we give you money, when you're coming back to us, we want for you to come with an itemized report. Tell all you bought 500 chairs. So tomorrow, when I go to Tomaha, I can count the chairs, the 500 you bought, and say, okay, that's what we spend our money on. But when you just come to me and say, oh, we send $10,000 to Tomaha, what they do with it? Whether they bought chair, they bought table, they bought chalk, they bought blabo, nobody knows. So there is no way to account for the money. This was the argument that Senator Dillon put forth. That's the same argument we are going to put forth. You want the money? Tell us what you're going to do with the money. So that when we send the money, then we can look and say, okay, we sent $6 million last year. They bought this, they faced this, they renovated this number of clinics, they renovated this number of schools, they built this number of this. They took that $6 million and they refurbished the entire JFK. The drugs are there, the equipment are there, everything is there. So when we come in December for our jolly, we can go to JFK and we'll say, you see that paracetamol on the table? That we don't want to buy. You know, no problem. But we need to have this conversation, Senator. We need to have this conversation. Okay? The idea is there. I think there's room for improvement. I think the money is small. Let me be honest with you. Yeah? I live in a diaspora. Senator Dillon, dollar small, the dollar too small. Let me be honest. We'll spend more money. When you go to Burger King Burger, what do you call the other place? I don't do nothing in the McDonald's. You go to McDonald's. Yeah? We'll spend more than I wanted to McDonald's. I'm begging you. $1 too small. I can't lie to you. We're willing to spend way more than that. I'll be honest with you. Put another zero behind her. We can spend our money. We just want to see the toy all happy. Let me tell you one of the greatest things. Let me leave you with this, Senator Dillon. Since the Liberian diaspora learned that when they were building the dam in Ethiopia, they ran out of money. The Ethiopian government ran out of money when they were building the dam in Ethiopia. They turned to the diaspora community and said, look, this is what we are trying to do. We want to build one of the biggest dams in Africa. And this is, if we can complete it, this is how it will change the country. The Ethiopian diaspora rallied among themselves and brought our money out for the Ethiopian government to complete the dam. Since that thing, so we learn about that thing, we can't sleep. I can't lie to you, Senator. We can't sleep. We're ready. But you know the difference? The Ethiopian government accounted for every single cent that was sent to them. Today, the dam is there. It is electrifying the entire country and even the neighbors. So the Ethiopians are proud. They beat their chest. Look what we did. You think the Liberian community can do that? I beg you, man. We get more money than people. Me, honest with you. We get more money than people. Not entrepreneur than us. We get more money than them. You know? We just need a leader from back home that can show us that he's serious when it comes to accountability. Then you see the mark. The market come, then accountability come behind it. No. Accountability must come first. Accountability must be the chariot that leads the process. If you can do it that way, if you can put together, I'm giving you code, chief. I gave you code. But make the bill public so diasporans can be able to go online and read the bill. We'll digest it. We'll chew it around our mouth. We'll come up with all the ideas, then plan in a tool. Maryland, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Jersey, Atlanta, Ohio, Chicago, Minnesota, Fargo, Iowa, Texas. And then if you want to stop on the West Coast, California, that's probably what you come hear from us. Before you take our money, come hear from us. And then we will give you, and then you can give us. And we can sit down and we can improve upon that bill. We can get it right. And we can put it before the floor and we will back it. We'll back it. That same support we gave you before, we'll give you that support again. You know us. We don't just talk. You remember when you're looking for money for poll watcher because you're scared CDC were going to steal the election? You remember that time? And what we did? We raised that money, right? And we made sure we have poll watchers. And you beat Polita where? You turn around, you beat T5 again. You need T5, I need you get all, I need more call. I need when I cheese. But look, to all my listening audience out there, to my people in radio land, in social media, thank you for sticking with us. It was a great show. I love this format. We'll come out with more hot topics. Stay tuned. We'll be opening the phone lines several times during the program for your contribution. So stay tuned, stay engaged, stay safe out there. Don't forget what I told you in the beginning. Ebola is in the Congo, but it's just one plane ride away. Okay? Wash your hands. Kind of keep your hands to yourself. Wash your hands frequently. If you can, wash your hands. Carry a little sanitizer with you. Okay? And stop touching everything. And if you feel you have any symptoms that resemble fever, body ache, those kind of things, don't overlook it. Get tested. It's better to get tested and prove negative than to infect your loved ones. All right? Until next week, Jeff, thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate you as always, man. As always. All right? And we'll see you again next week. LIB TV Tuesday edition will be here tomorrow. Stay tuned, and we'll keep talking and making Liberian better. You guys have a great night.
LIB, stand up!
LIB Future TV, giving voice to progressive Liberians, speaking about politics, entertainment, and local news.